Oh, okay.
Hey guys, welcome to the post-credit show. I'm Ronnie Williams.
And I'm Serge.
Starting off, we're doing Bohemian Rhapsody and the movie Mid90s. And right off the bat, we want to tell people that there are no post-credit scenes for either one of these movies, but stick around. We're going to have a good movie discussion.
Yep.
So we're starting off with Bohemian Rhapsody. So if you guys have any, thoughts or comments on Bohemian Rhapsody or the music of Queen, or any other time Queen's music have been used in film or television that really stuck out to you, let us know in the live comments, because we'll be monitoring those.
Yes, very important.
Yep.
I think we had two great movies to discuss this week.
Yeah, Mid90s, we wanted you guys to have enough time to catch it if you could, but apparently it wasn't even playing in the Midwest. So,
ouch.
Yeah, hopefully it'll resurface. Let's give our quick reviews for each of these.
The Mid90s movie, I think, is like a classic, Ronnie.
Instant classic?
Instant classic.
Oh, wow.
Well, I think it relates to a lot of people that lived in the 90s.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I was swept up with the feeling. It nailed the feeling of being young in the 90s. And I'm wondering if it just nailed the feeling of being a young male or just being young in general. Wanting to hang out with the cool kids so badly, Mm-hmm. It just nailed the feeling. Other movies we've seen recently, A Star is Born, the feeling, when she first gets on stage, you get all the chills. But Mid90s kept that feeling the whole movie, and that's great for a movie.
Yeah, I wanna know what the millennials think about this.
Yeah, the people who completely missed the 90s or were born 1998 or something.
Yeah. What about Bohemian Rhapsody?
Oh well, so for Mid90s, our rating system's how soon you should see it. So I say see it today if you can. It won't stick around in theaters too long because it's small indie film, but it might resurface at the multiplex around Oscar time. I think there's going to be some sort of Oscar nod.
I would say see it before the end of the year, but it's not because it's a bad movie.
Yeah.
I think just because it feels like you could watch it anytime.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as for Bohemian Rhapsody, I say see it this month.
I would say see it before Thanksgiving.
Okay, yeah.
I saw it on IMAX. I thought the quality was really good.
Oh, we got our returning fan, Rachel. Hello, Rachel.
Hey, Rachel.
So yeah, we're talking Bohemian Rhapsody first. So if you've seen the movie, please share with us your thoughts on the movie or any other time Queen songs were used. One of my favorite Queen moments, and it got me deeper into the Queen catalog, was in, of course, Shaun of the Dead, where it suddenly comes on the jukebox and it's Don't Stop Me Now, and they beat up a zombie to the beat of Queen. And at one point, the character Sean is like, kill the Queen, and the nerdy guy's like, what? That jukebox! Because in Britain, you say kill the Queen, that means something completely different.
Oh, what does it mean?
They have royalty.
Oh.
Don't kill the Queen.
Don't kill the Queen, okay.
And don't eat Tide Pods, kids.
Oh, eat Go-Gurt.
Yes. I think that's what the kids call yogurt.
Oh, yogurt?
Go-Gurt. Yes.
Go-Gurt.
So, yep, Bohemian Rhapsody. Neat film. I had very little knowledge of Queen other than Freddie Mercury, I knew eventually died of AIDS, and that, I had no idea he was married, at first.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of anything of Queen. I knew the songs, obviously. I think most people would know the songs.
Right.
But
but how many? Like they have so many hits.
Yes.
Like even the early ones, Killer Queen, Fat Bottom Girls. Those are fun.
Yeah, I actually went back and started listening to their album, and I'm like, wait, I can remember this song. I can remember this song. I can remember this song. And it's like, I didn't appreciate it as much before when I heard it.
Right.
And now that I saw the movie, I feel more connected.
Yeah. And it's funny, though, like, we're looking for suggestions on, where their songs was used in other films. But it's funny how the Queen movie used their own songs in similar ways. Like Pressure.
Uh-huh.
Like
Under Pressure.
Ice, ice. Oh wait,
That's not it.
no. Ice Ice Baby totally got sued by the people at Queen for this baseline riff.
Before My Time, Mr. Blader.
Blader Warrior Girl 53. Thank you for joining us. Feel free to throw out any movie moments that you enjoy where music is a big part of it.
Well, I agree with her. She says Before My Time. I agree. I think Queen is before my time too.
Yeah, but I think it's part of the zeitgeist. Like, We Will Rock You, like we were doing it off the top of the show, like just stomp, stomp, clap. I mean, it's a jam,
Yes, it's definitely a jam.
Like, I listen to a radio station. They always pair We Will Rock You with We Are the Champions right next to each other.
And they do go together.
It feels
they
like flow.
Yeah. My uncle used to have a big collection of cassettes, and that's the first time I remember listening to Queen.
Right.
And the oldies.
Yeah. So, yeah, the use of Under Pressure, like it was, like the part of the movie where our hero, Freddie Mercury, was feeling, pressured, and finally he's getting release, Same thing in the dark comedy World's Greatest Dad starring Robin Williams. There's one part where he finally lets go of all the lies and even strips off his clothes, and it's Under Pressure, I think, is playing in the background, And I believe they use in trailers too. Like I believe an Adam Sandler movie is like, oh, stressful family dynamic, under pressure.
Yeah, I think a lot of the directors grew up with that music, so that's why they use it.
Mm-hmm. Some are more overused than others, though. Like I feel like We Are the Champions is used in like any comedy or sports movie when the heroes have a minor victory. Like, I threw this out on Reddit, and someone mentioned that it was used at the end of Game Night. Pearl Z173 said, yeah, it's used at the end of Game Night, when finally, our hero wins.
Yeah, the song has a very, victory feel to it. I am a champion.
You are a champion, right?
I am a champion, too.
We are champions, my friends.
Okay.
And we'll keep fighting for you till the end.
Yes.
But yeah, Queen, it's used all over the place. So it was interesting for the movie to use it in similar fashions. Like, the part where it looks like the band's gonna go fisticuffs, the bassist starts playing Another One Bites the Dust.
Another one bites, another one bites. And he brings out the bass. It's a great scene.
Yeah, we would be playing these songs for you folks, but that's a really fast way to get flagged on YouTube.
What was, I think, the most powerful scene in the movie, Ronnie?
I got a little choked up when they were trying to reunite.
I think my favorite scene was where he shows his wife on the TV. He says he still loves her. And
Yeah.
the crowd is singing.
Yeah, the song he wrote for his wife. Yeah. That was a touching scene. Like all the live performances that they did for Queen, like the Live Aid is like the coup de grace, like the We Are the Champions at the end. Like,
yeah.
It starts with the piano and just goes into We Are the Champions. Just killer, especially with that crowd. Like they actually filled out the crowd for that scene. And then maybe put some CG in the background, but they actually got thousands of extras.
Wow.
They were probably bored to tears because that's just how movie making is. Like you're like, okay, stop, reset.
Back from the top. Oh no. I used to work as an extra.
Yeah.
It could be a little tedious.
Yes.
When they did the song "We Will Rock You," when he's like on the stage, I think it said it was on Madison Square.
Yeah, Madison Square Garden. Like it's kind of amazing how much Queen toured. They're like in Japan every so often. It seemed like the movie highlighted like they just went all over the place.
Yeah. When Freddie was singing on that stage, I could feel like he delivered.
Yeah,
he delivered.
And like they were even mentioning like, wow, Freddie Mercury can really play with the crowd. They never get reactions to the crowd like that.
Yeah.
Like it seemed like they treated Freddie Mercury as like a magical figure almost. Like it's never explained that he learned how to play the piano. He just suddenly plays the piano. Oh, and he can play it backwards.
Yeah.
On his head.
Upside down, backwards, inside out.
Just like Mozart in Amadeus.
Gwen says, "We will rock you in The Knight's Tale." Did somebody mention?
Oh, yeah, A Knight's Tale. I love that. That's the first scene in Knight's Tale where everybody's watching the joust and they're going boom, 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 and even the nobles are like stomping their feet. And then at the very end, instead of guitar going, it's trumpets, like really long horns. I love A Knight's Tale is a great movie. I don't think it gets enough, praise, because the use of modern songs in a medieval movie, like I love A Knight's Tale because it's a what?
I haven't seen it, Ronnie.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'll add it to your list.
The giant list of
yes,
movies.
this list keeps growing.
Very extensive.
Oh, and Gwen also mentions Bohemian Rhapsody was used in Wayne's World.
Wayne's World.
Like they're all in the car and they're like lip syncing it, and they're just lip syncing the whole time, and then they headbang. No?
I saw it a long, long time ago.
Yeah. Well, it's one of the classics.
Okay. I'll look up that scene later.
Okay.
So what were the people saying about the movie, Ronnie?
Well, like some people were wondering, like this movie had a lot of troubles in production. At one point, that Borat guy, Sacha Baron Cohen, was supposed to be Freddie Mercury.
Wow, I could totally see that happening.
Yeah, because he's a song and dance man, and he has the mustache occasionally.
And he's definitely a performer.
Right. But like he was like feuding with the at the time director, and then eventually they lost that director.
Oh.
So yeah, so for losing the lead and the director at various points in production, it's kind of amazing that we got such a strong movie. And I think Rami Malek did a heck of a job.
I think so too.
I first noticed him in those Night at the Museum movies.
Oh no.
He was the like mummified prince.
Hey.
And but most people know him from Mr. Robot.
Mr. Robot.
That kids show. No. Mr. Robot just reads to me like a kid show. Hey, Mr. Robot, we're gonna learn our letters. But no, it's like Dexter but with hacking.
Yeah, I saw him doing an interview with one of the Tonight Show, was it? And he was like Mr. Robot, but I haven't seen Mr. Robot either. It says, what about the School of Rock? School of Rock, is that?
Well, I love School of Rock. I think it's one of the greater modern musicals starring Jack Black. I'm not sure that... I can't remember if they used any Queen songs.
I can't remember.
Rachel, if you can think of when they used the Queen song in there, let me know. It might have been like the opening licks he's teaching them, like Smoke on the Water. Oh, and Kaylee wants me to say a joke.
Okay, go ahead.
What do you call an alligator with a vest?
Croc skin.
An investigator.
Oh, no. That's the joke of the day.
That's the joke. Thank you, Kaylee.
Thank you very much.
But yeah, a lot of people had different thoughts on the Queen movie. Just rapid fire. Oh, Queen did the music for Flash Gordon.
Flash Gordon.
Flash. Oh, come on. I haven't actually seen it either. I'm adding it to my own list. Hold me accountable, dear fans.
Yes.
Oh, and Under Pressure was used in Atomic Blonde. I can't remember what part of the movie, but I loved Atomic Blonde. Anybody who likes John Wick should go out and see that. Oh, and The People versus O.J. Simpson. There's a great montage where they're losing jurists. And it goes, another one bites the dust. Because they're each falling away. Unfinished sent posted that one. It's like unfinished sentence, except he doesn't finish. That's clever name, Unfinished. Let's see what people said about Queen.
Was there any complaints about it?
Well, they were also curious about the rated R version, like with, you know, the adult themes and drug use. Like some people wanted more of that. And, you know, on Reddit, they're like asking about the rated R version or the Sacha Baron Cohen versions, like impossible to form, you know. You can't really tell.
Well, I mean, if it was rated R, I don't think it would add too much to the movie.
Yeah.
It was already a strong movie.
Yeah, I feel like it was the rating it needed to be. Because I feel like Queen is for everyone. And not every drama has to go really dark, you know.
Yeah, we definitely saw the struggle.
Right, and yeah, it totally got the struggle and, you know, the whole contracting AIDS thing. And, oh, what'd you think of the villain, Paul? I thought that was a great bad guy.
The manager?
Well, the guy that was always in the background, like
he wants Freddie to go solo, right?
Right. He was the one who pushed out the original manager, like tricked him, it seemed, and then like I was surprised like when Miami, the lawyer, became their manager, that Paul didn't push back harder. You know.
I think he was suited for the job.
Yeah.
But yeah, when he throws him out the car.
Yeah. Christian MNX on Reddit said the Live Aid set will give you goosebumps. It's amazing. And Dante also agreed. He said, yeah, best part of the movie easily, without being as good as it would have left the rest of the film feeling mediocre. Yeah, that Live Aid performance was the highlight of the film. And like I got into an argument on Reddit with somebody saying, they're like, why didn't they show the real footage? And I'm like, no actor would sign on to compete against the real deal. And rights use, you know. Plus, if you use the real thing, you can't control every aspect of it. It's much more cinematic to have the camera moving around them, you know, and going out into the crowd, back, you know. It just, having complete control over the concert's way better than, you know, footage that's probably just edited together, you know, far outs, close-ups, far out, close-ups.
Yeah. There was a scene in the ending where the DJ has like stickers on it. It says "Don't go over," right? And he moves it.
Yeah.
And as soon as I saw that, I'm like, oh no, they're gonna make it a scene where it gets sabotaged or something.
Oh no.
And I was like, who? I thought it was the manager.
That was the manager.
Was it?
He was like, we gotta crank up the volume. Let's turn it to 11.
Yeah. But I thought it was getting sabotaged or something.
Gwen is asking, how would you rate this film? We did that at the top of the show. I say see it this month. You said...
I say see it before Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Kim's joined us. Apparently Rachel knows Kim.
Pulp Fiction.
Oh, Pulp Fiction has excellent music.
Where's the scene with Queen?
I don't know. But
where, Amy?
Pulp Fiction, I love the use of music in that film, though. Like, we can open this up to just general use of music in film, you know? Like, the opening, ha, ha, ha!
Well, she said she doesn't know. Well, I thought it's probably in there somewhere.
It might be in there somewhere.
Okay. So...
we're not quite to the midpoint yet. Let us know if you want to jump out, like if any of you guys have seen Mid90s and really are chomping at the bit. Let us know. We're gonna continue talking about what people said about Queen, and keep throwing out your suggestions for different musical moments that you enjoyed. Like, really paint the scene for us, guys. So Bog Standard Fart _help said, most negative reviews I've seen complain that it skips over too much, which, I mean, how are you supposed to make a good movie about a band that started in the early 70s and is still around today? Even if you just tell Freddie's story, that's 15 plus years you gotta do. That's a fair point. You know, a lot of the complaints I saw as well were like, you know, like the band was like an afterthought, and it was just like Freddie Mercury's story. Like, you don't buy that?
No.
Why is not?
Well, I think it's more... I think the whole band was involved, no?
Yes, and it really showed that it was collaborative, you know. You could see the lead guitarist, you know, he wrote X amount of songs. The drummer wrote X amount of songs. Like, the baseline riffs of, like, Under Pressure, Another One Bites the Dust, you can tell that's totally the bassist, you know?
Right. That's what I was going to say. Like, each member, like, took one famous song.
At least.
Just so they could each get a little credit. You know?
Right. And it's, you know, interesting, that eventually when Freddie came back, they're like, okay, everybody gets credit for every song, split it 4 ways, you know?
Yeah, it's written by Queen. That's
right.
what they said.
And I'm like, that's kind of a nice note, you know?
I got the vibe at the beginning of the movie that he was bisexual. It kind of...
Yeah.
His acting is there, but you're kind of like wondering.
Yeah, and like they really held back on Freddie Mercury being gay, like way held it back, you know?
Yeah, I think after an hour where he reveals it to the wife.
Yeah. Well, he said he thinks he's bisexual, and she goes, no, you're gay. Yeah. But yeah, that's like an underrunning current of the movie, but it's not like stabbed in the face, you know, with it, you know, like it's evenly balanced, I thought, you know, band troubles, his marriage troubles, and just getting, you know, writing the music, like getting Bohemian Rhapsody, the actual song, made seemed like the biggest challenge. And that whole sequence of scenes getting Bohemian Rhapsody made was pretty neat.
Yeah, where they go out to the suburban area, the farm area.
Yeah, the farm.
Galileo. Like...
Yeah, just the drummer doing all these Galileo.
It's very fun.
Yes. And like when they're doing experimental stuff, like in their first record, it's like that's what got them noticed by the manager. Apparently, it's like putting change on the drums and just swinging, speakers from the ceiling.
Yeah. Gwen says, "We Are the Champions" was in the Revenge of the Nerds.
There we go. Yeah. See, anytime a comedy has a triumphant moment, We Are the Champions.
Yes.
Like, are they doing it to be ironic, or they? It's just an easy plug-in because it's such a jam,
It's such a good song,
And I think Suicide Squad trailer used
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody, and it's a great trailer, so much so that they hired the trailer company to edit the film.
Yeah.
Because that was a great trailer.
Yeah, I think the Joker's like on the floor or something when the trailer starts.
Yeah, and it's just the piano melody. Dun, 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 dun.
Very deep.
Whoa, Kim says, I play the drums to Fat Bottom Girl.
Whoa.
Apparently you make the rocket world go round. Good for you, Kim-O.
Fat bottom girl.
Fat bottom girls. You're such a nanny. And big woman.
Aye.
I love, like, it's fun. Like, their songs are so fun, Like, they're not the typical lyrics, Like, they're pop now, but, like, you could see, like, Mike Myers' character, he was blasting black, like, this isn't
What is
pop.
this?
Yeah,
this
what is
isn't
this?
rock. This is not a rock album.
Yeah.
He's complaining about it.
Yeah, opera. What the heck? Like Killer Queen and Fat Bottom Girls, definitely more poppy, but like it still has those odd lyrics in there,
Yeah.
And Bohemian Rhapsody definitely gets weird. What Beelzebub has the devil put aside for me?
Yeah.
Scaramouche, will you do the fandango?
But it works.
It works so well.
Yes, it's a masterpiece.
Oh, and everybody should look up, like, there's videos of, like, this little 4-year-old girl singing Bohemian Rhapsody. Hilarious.
Really?
Yes. Because she can barely pronounce words. She goes, Scaramouche. Looks like we are at our midway point, so let's go to the mid-90s.
The mid-90s, 1995.
But we'll open up to the entire 90s. Mid-90s, best movie of October, in my book. Might be the best movie of the fall. I mean, Creed 2 is going to be pretty darn good, but I really love mid-90s.
I think it might be the second best movie I've seen this year.
What's number one?
Probably the Infinity War.
Yeah, and it's hard to beat Infinity War. Like, my favorite movie of the summer was Tag, just because Infinity War was in April.
Yes. So that was your second place? Well,
Tag's now third, definitely because of mid-90s. But I like mid-90s, and it's short. Like, there's something to be said about a short movie.
Short and sweet.
Yes. So we're opening this up. If anybody has a favorite movie from the 90s, feel free to comment. Or if you actually seen the movie, give us that comment as well. But yeah, mid-90s, an overview follows this kid, which is nicknamed Sunburn because of a joke.
Sunny? Oh, Sunburn, that's what they call him.
Yeah, they call him Sunburn.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the coolest kid in the movie, Ray, gives him the nickname Sunburn, and it sticks because he's the coolest kid, so he hands out the nicknames.
Whatever he says goes.
Yeah.
Well, at the beginning of the movie, I think they started... Well, I know the area where they filmed it.
Really?
It's on Fairfax, because that's where that was the high school I went to.
Well, that's cool.
But there was no skate shop there, but...
So it's not historically accurate? Shocking.
Yes. Well, I was kind of weirded out. I mean, I wouldn't have these kids running the skate shop. Because they're just sitting on the couch.
So I think... how are we going to say that character's name?
Ray?
No. We'll call him Function. Rhymes with conjunction. Yeah.
Olin. Prenup. Okay.
Yeah.
Function. Okay.
Yeah, Function. So Function, I think he had rich parents, and they actually paid for the shop.
Oh.
Like, I also think that Ray kind of had his own brand, like a very modest one, like the M symbol you kept seeing on the bottom of the boards. I think that was his brand.
Yeah.
And like he hosted in the back lot, like a skating get together, and the real world skaters showed up.
Yeah. I mean, I like the whole scene. They're like sitting on the couch and like being reckless.
Yeah.
Talking nonsense.
Oh, I was reading on Reddit, like people in the film circuit, they left the movie, and I think because of the weird conversation that fourth grade brings up.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It's a totally reckless conversation.
Right, and it's in front of like a customer at the skate shop, and that's when our hero Sunburn, like he's like 12, and he meets this group of like 18-year-old teens or 17-year-old, and like he just wants to hang with them so badly.
Yeah. Something about being young and wanting to prove yourself.
Yeah. And Jonah Hill, this is his directorial debut, and writing, he penned it as well, and he knocks it out of the park.
I agree with you 100%.
The acting seems so natural. Like the supporting cast of the mom and the brother, I think the brother is going to be later in the movie Boy Erased with Nicole Kidman and Russell Crowe later this month. But he was great. And the mom, I think she was in that new Aliens movie, Alien Covenant. Yeah, Alien Covenant. But the actual skaters and his group of friends, they're real professional skaters, and it shows. Like, there's something about the 90s, too, watching, like, skate videos. Like, I myself went out and got a skateboard because of, cool skate videos.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. What was I going to say? Like, the scene where he falls from the roof.
Oh, yeah, that's a great scene. So, there's one part where there's like a 5-foot gap in a roof, and they just have like a picnic table down below to catch them if they do fall. And the two older kids, Ray and Function, they clear the gap. And Ray, he wants to be the professional. He wants all that. And Function, he's just along for the ride. Like, he likes party and rock and roll, and he's just as good as Ray, but not dedicated.
Yeah.
And then, what's the name of the other kid? Like, they're trying to convince him to go.
Fourth grader.
No, not fourth grade. He's the camera guy. The other little kid that Sunburn's closest with at first.
Ian.
He's just Ian?
It's just Ian.
Okay. I thought it had a cool nickname.
The bald.
That's his brother.
Oh.
That guy.
Ruben.
Oh, Ruben. Okay. Yeah, so they're trying to convince Ruben to go, and Sunburn, who can barely skate, he nailed an ollie once without falling on his bum. And he's like, yes, I did it. But he can barely skate, and he goes to do the jump, and he completely bails.
The movie, the skating is in the background, but the movie, I think, mostly had to do with growing up.
Yeah.
Like that thrill of going over the threshold,
Right. And, like, who you're going to be, Like, at first, Sunburn, like, it starts off, he's just idolizes his brother.
Right.
And his brother seems to idolize, like, urban thug rap music.
Yeah.
Like he's a complete poser.
That's exactly right.
But then he finds other people to idolize, and like the gap between him and his brother just stretches apart, And their relationship was really odd too, because it was really abusive. Like his older brother would beat the living daylights out of Sunburn.
Yeah, he would pick on the weak.
Yeah.
I like the scene where Function like puts his brother on check. He's like, "You gonna do something?"
Right. Yeah, Function is a heck of a character.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he totally calls out his brother, and like Sunburn's just watching him, and then like him and the younger brother almost reach an understand, like a weird truce / understanding because of that.
Yeah. What did the people think of the movie, Ronnie? I read that all the professional skaters like praised the movie.
Yeah, that's cool. I really, Tiny Yoshi said, I really enjoyed this movie. The acting was great all around, especially Stevie, Function, and Ray. Also enjoyed the soundtrack for this a lot. It did feel pretty short, but I still thoroughly enjoyed it. Overall, great movie. I highly recommend it to anyone who hasn't seen it. That was Tiny Yoshi on Reddit. I agree. Acting, superb. I totally think the guy who played Ray, Nikhil Smith, he is going to be cast in everything next year. Like, he is going to be, like, the next Michael B. Jordan. Like, yeah.
That's a big statement.
Michael B. Jordan's name is on every wall in Hollywood.
Oh.
It's like Superman, Michael B. Jordan.
Wow.
He's, like, the answer for any casting choice. But, yeah, I think Nikhil Smith, yeah, he could, and Function. I totally think he could.
He has potential,
Yeah, Olin Prinat. Also, like, they're all really good. Like, Ray, he's just kind of the laid-back, cool guy, you know. But, like, you totally get the cool confidence with Ray, you know. Like, you've come across people like that in your own life, right?
Yeah, they just have so much swag.
Right. But it doesn't seem forced at all.
Nope.
You know?
It just comes out natural.
Whereas Function, it's all forced.
Yeah.
Like, he's a character, and he loves being the character.
Yeah. He's the headliner.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're getting some our 90s. Ray mentions Rocky V, and it barely made the cutoff in 1990.
Dun, dun,
And Rachel yelled, Adrian! Have you seen the movie Benny and June?
No, what is that?
Early Johnny Depp movie. He's like just an eccentric, like he's really obsessed with Buster Keaton and other like, and so he's always doing like bits from it, and he ends up babysitting someone who has obsessive compulsive disorder.
Oh.
And like, yeah, and then they fall in love, and like the older brother who's like a mechanic is like, no, you guys can't fall in love. You can't, you know, take advantage of my mentally ill sister.
Hey.
You know, yeah. So serious, quirky, great movie. Kim mentions Jurassic Park, great '90s movie. I think it's got to be 1995. That day just jumps out at me.
I agree with you.
And that's like the perfect meeting of, you know, when CGI finally came to the forefront, but also the animatronics, you know.
Steven Spielberg.
Right.
Was the top of his game.
Oh, I heard, you know the part where the dinosaur breaks through the top of the car glass? Apparently it wasn't supposed to break through the glass. It was just supposed to bump it.
Uh-huh.
But it actually broke, and that's why they're actually screaming under the glass.
Wow.
Because they weren't expecting to catch it.
Wow. A great malfunction.
Yeah. But they could have easily been crushed. Like, they're telling, don't hang out next to the T-Rex. It will suddenly move. Because there's so many gizmos inside of it that it was hard to run even.
Could have came to life.
it did occasionally. And like the shaking and was from the rain. Just crazy.
We have Titanic.
Classic.
Classic movie.
Like that one, you don't even really notice the practical effects. Like they built like miniature hallways to flood, but you think it's a full-scale hallway. Like there's so many excellent uses of miniatures in Titanic.
Yeah.
I love Titanic.
I think it's a good movie too.
I'd say see it today.
No, I can't watch that long movie.
See it this month. If you haven't seen it, see it this month.
Titanic?
Yes.
I think everybody's seen Titanic.
I don't know. Gwen Williams puts Lion King. Oh, and the 90s were like the golden age of Disney. You know, I think Aladdin fell in there. Beauty and the Beast, I think, fell in there. Just like the golden age of Disney animation. Ray mentions Men in Black, which they're remaking, I believe.
Again?
Yeah.
Why are they going to ruin it?
With Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Ooh, Heat. Kim mentions Heat. I haven't seen Heat.
I haven't seen Heat either.
And I think you can see it for free anywhere.
We missed Schindler's List.
Oh, Schindler's List is really good.
Yes.
Spielberg, again, really good movie, powerful movie. And it's funny, like, you watch Schindler's List and you're like, Liam Neeson. You watch him in that and you're like, he's an action star now. He used to be like the most serious of dramatic actors, you know, but now he's like an action star. Amy brings up Titanic again. She thinks that Jack could have totally fit on that wooden thing.
Yeah, it's enough big. It was big enough for a kayak, really.
No. Let me see. Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber. It's fun movie.
Great movie.
Jim Carrey.
And
there's so many good 90s
Jeff
movies.
Daniels. Yeah, great movies in the 90s. Everybody, I think you should check out Mid90s for yourselves. I mean, it's not a heavily plot-driven, but it's just that feeling. And if you do manage to catch it, get back at us. Rachel recounts her Jurassic Park experience. Oh, my Jurassic Park. As a kid in the movie theater, it was scary. I used to close my eyes and plug my ears when the dinosaurs were attacking.
Independence Day.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great 90s movie.
Yes. And then actually came out on July 4th,
Yeah.
Will Smith. Did you think it was weird just so soon after Jurassic Park, you got, what's his face saying, must go faster, go, 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 go.
Which one?
What is his name? Dr. Ian Malcolm. Oh, what's that actor's name? He was in The Fly.
No.
Jeff Goldblum. Yeah, Jeff Goldblum. He says in both Jurassic Park and Independence Day. And it's like ripping off each other. Braveheart.
Braveheart.
Oh, Braveheart.
Mel Gibson.
Yeah, one I'm writing right now, I'm totally homaging, playing homage to Braveheart. Forrest Gump.
Classic.
Lieutenant Dan, ice cream. we could have a whole episode on Forrest Gump quotes.
Yeah.
Let's see if you can come up with one. Well, I go into Toy Story. Like, can you believe that Toy Story came out 90s?
I think they're making a fourth one.
Yeah, they're making a fourth one, but look at Toy Story, and it's hard to imagine, you had Jurassic Park a couple years earlier, and they only did a little bit of CG, Mm-hmm. The Toy Story, entirely CG. Like, yes, they picked an easier thing to model, toys, because they're pretty much all smooth. Mm-hmm. You don't have to add too much texture, shadowing, what have you. And they didn't show, like, the upper body of most human characters because they couldn't do it well at the time. They showed maybe Andy and the baby, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Like, you could say that's an artistic choice, but really they just didn't want to animate it that much. Like, hair, they had the hardest time doing hair for the long time.
Really?
It wasn't until, like, Brave that they finally figured it out. And then they really figured it out. I think that's why they made Brave, just because they figured out the hair thing.
It's like the engine that makes it.
Yeah.
It would be interesting if they make Toy Story 4 and then, like, they use a new engine. But I think they'll keep the old format.
Fried green tomatoes. Excellent.
Oh, I love Good Will Hunting.
Oh, yeah? What's your favorite part of Good Will Hunting?
Where he makes him cry. He's like, it's not your fault. He's like,
shut up, man. Yeah, there's such great chemistry between Matt Damon and Robin Williams. Like, I think that was one of the earliest serious roles for Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Like, he still doesn't get the credit he's due for his serious work. Like Jumanji. Silence of the Lambs.
Okay.
You've seen Silence of the Lambs, right?
Yep.
Because I'll kick you off the show if you said no.
No, I haven't seen it, Ronnie.
You serious?
No, I'm just messing.
Okay.
So.
Billy Madison, 1995, according to Ray. I haven't seen Seven, Kim. Do you recommend it? I've got it spoiled by I watch like the top 10 whateveros on like Watch Mojo sometimes, and Seven has been spoiled like 7 times for me. Like, I know how most of the victims die and like the ending, and because they put them on the top villains that got away list, you know.
Is Seven the one with
Brad Pitt, what's his face from House of Cards? Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman. He's not in House of Cards. I've seen Seven.
Yeah, cool. You got me beat.
Yeah. By one.
By one. The scoreboard is like all of me, and then here's you.
I got one.
Yeah, I agree with. Kim totally recommends Seven for me, and she also mentioned Fargo. Fargo, I love Fargo.
I think I've seen parts of it. I haven't seen the whole thing.
You need to invest some time. I say see it this month.
This month.
See it this winter, like when it's really cold out. Like, get yourself good and cold and watch that movie.
Is it going to be even colder? I know it's something about the snow.
Yeah, it's set in in Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Oh, geez, Margie.
Minneapolis.
Yeah, just outside of all those big cities. And I agree with Gwen. The 90s had the best movies. Like, it's hard to beat a decade like the 90s. Like, there was fewer movies than, like, what's put out, you know, in the 2000s and now. So it's easier. You get a clearer picture of the 90s, you know?
Yeah, they were just putting a lot of effort.
Right.
Now they're just recycling a lot of stuff.
Right, a lot of recycled stuff. Like, there's so much innovation in the 90s, you know? Like, CGI was used sparingly and only when necessary. Like, Jurassic Park, they were totally ready to use claymation for the dinosaurs.
Really?
Yes. The credit for Dino Regular, he was the claymation guy. And when they saw the early CGI thing, he turns to Spielberg and says, I think I'm extinct.
Wow.
And Spielberg loved it so much, he put it in the movie.
Wow.
And but they gave him the job of Dino Wrangler in the credits, which is the best movie credit of all time.
I think if the movie would have been made with clay, it would have never gotten the recognition it gets today.
I think Nightmare Before Christmas was put out in the 90s as well.
Maybe. So go see the mid-90s movie. I strongly.
Yeah, I strongly suggest it too. I think we're getting ready to wrap up the show. Yeah, I totally recommend mid-90s. It might be harder to find in some cities, but do seek it out, guys.
If you find it.
Yeah, because I think we're going to be seeing a lot of these people more often here in the near future because it was so good.
Yes. Anything else?
Kim mentions the plot of Seven. The serial killer uses the 7 deadly sins as his motives. Gwen says Pretty Woman.
Pretty Woman.
That is such a weird movie in hindsight. It's like he picks up a hooker and, you know, does a Cinderella on her, you know. It's like, I have money, you know. And Jason Alexander plays a really good bad guy in Pretty Woman.
As good as it gets.
Oh, I like it as good as it gets.
Mel? Is it Mel? I don't know.
No. It's the #1 Lakers fan.
Oh my God, I'm drawing blanks.
Yeah, we're blanking on. Yeah, we've done the marathon of '90s movies. This was a lot of fun. We'll definitely pick '90s again. We'll have a good excuse to focus in on '90s movies.
We'll go back.
Right, and like that's gonna be kind of the format of the show. Like if a dinosaur movie comes out, we're totally gonna make an excuse to talk about the original Jurassic Park. We're going to have these kind of segues into other things. And also, as we grow, like this is good night to you, Kim. Thanks for joining us. And if you have suggestions for more episodes, next week we're doing Overlord, which ties into the Cloverfield universe. So we might as well call it Cloverlord.
Cloverlord.
Yeah, just add a CL. And we could just talk about Cloverfield movies.
Okay.
Next week as well.
The Matrix.
Oh, The Matrix is so good. I can't believe it made the cutoff. I thought it might be 2000s, but nope, 1999.
Yeah. Game changer.
That must mean that Fight Club was also, because Fight Club was against that and
Fight Club.
American Beauty. I'm Ronnie Williams. Thank you for joining us.
And I'm Serge. And Ronnie, I think you have some mud on your face.
Oh, am I a big disgrace?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Next week.